So in your child's pose, spread out your fingers nice and wide. Connect each one of your fingertips down to the mat. Let your hips settle back on your heels. So a lot of the time we come into yoga, you come onto your mat, wherever you're practicing on your mat, and there's a lot of like, okay, I'm expecting a specific thing. Like I'm trying to get a specific outcome. I've got this one thing in mind that I can't get out of my mind, and I can't focus on yoga until I'm like a third of the way through class. So for the next 60 minutes, I just want you to move through space and be curious about what's coming up. Like you're not trying to dictate it or compartmentalize it or anything like that. You're just letting it come all the way up to the surface. Okay, cool. And then on to the next thing. Downward facing dog. Because when you keep a little bit of space, you can pedal your feet and shake out your head. You keep a little bit of space for there to be inquiry around, okay, why is this coming up for me? And then not needing to have an answer, but just letting something come up. Walk your feet to your hands, hang in ragdoll. Pull the pit of your belly way in and up and keep building the breath little by little. A big, powerful Ujjayi breath. Spread out your toes, sink the four corners of your feet into the floor. And press into your feet, rise all the way up to standing. Reach through your fingertips. Bring your hands to heart center. Hey, Philomena. So your intention is just to stay in the moment, not specifically, I need to stay present. I need to just in the moment. What is here? Okay, cool. On to the next thing. So we'll send out that intention with 3 big ums. Deep breath in. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull if you've got weights. High push up and pause. Right knee to right elbow. Yes, like that, Daniela. Left knee to left elbow. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 big breaths. In. Exhale. Good. 2 more. In and empty. Yes, last one. Push all the air out. Look forward and move, feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain, rise up. Root your feet into the floor. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Empty it out. Breath in. Breath out. Good. Last one. Fill all the way. Empty to the pit of your belly. All the air back out. Step or jump. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain. Long, slow inhale. Up to your fingertips. Forward fold. Halfway lift with the weights. High push-up. Start to integrate. Pull into center. Then knee tap on the right. And knee tap on the left. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Clear it out. Breath number 2. Get empty. Last one. Push all the air back out. Step or jump. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain. One more sunny. Rise up and look up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Give yourself a moment to settle. Then knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Good. Breathe in together. Fingertips down on your exhale. Breath in. Breath out. Last one. Get empty. All the air out. Push it out. Push it out. Spring forward. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. chair pose and breathe. The breath sounds awesome already, so keep that going. Sit way back in your hips. Settle and lift your toes up and off the floor. Yes, good. One more breath in, reach, twist right on your exhale. Inhale, open your arms, stay and breathe out. Back to chair, breath in, twist left on your exhale. Inhale to open, stay and twist, get empty, back to chair, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank, settle in the fingertips, the knee tap on the right, and knee tap on the left. Low push-up, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right side warrior one, step through. You can have open palms or weights in your hands. Low push-up, hands to the floor. Inhale up, downward dog. Left side warrior one, step, press and go. Just one big breath, reach all the way up. Chaturanga, hands to the floor. Upward facing, downward facing dog. 3 big breaths. In, clear it. Yeah, it can be a sigh. Breathe in, breath out. Last one. Empty completely. Step or jump, feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down, chair pose. One breath this time. Twist right. Inhale, open. Stay for the breath out. Back to chair. Twist left. Inhale, open. Stay and exhale. Back to chair. Fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Step. Anchor your heels straight into the floor. Good. Chaturanga. Hands to the mat. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior one. Heels down, feet connected. Right here, right now. Chaturanga. Big breath in up dog. Let it out in down dog. Breathe in together. Clear it. Breath in, breath out. Last one. Empty completely. On empty, move forward. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down, chair pose to deepen your hips. Twist right. Inhale, open. Stay and twist. Back to chair. Twist left. Breathe in and open. Stay and twist. Back to chair. Fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push-up, smooth methodical movement. Knee tap and knee tap. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Take a deep lunge in that front leg. Chaturanga, hands to the floor. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left side, warrior one. Step, anchor, and stretch up from the ground. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in together. Empty it out. Breathe in. Breath out. Mess your chest back towards your thighs. One more breath. Empty completely. Step or jump, feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Last sun beach, chair pose. Twist right. Inhale, open. Stay and twist. Back to chair. Twist left. Breathe in, open. Push all the air back out. Chair pose. Fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank. Press your toes into the floor, then knee tap and knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior. Step through. Take your gaze up between your fingertips. Chaturanga. Hands to the mat. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior one. Step through. Anchor and lift. Low push up. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Settle in that down dog. Fingertips and toes fully connected to the mat. Then send your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee and open your hip. So you'll just keep moving, smooth, methodical, like you're going underwater. Stay here or flip your dog. And then it's just moment by moment, like not trying to steer the mind or trying to not think about something. Just let it come up, whatever's coming up. Big toe mounts down on the floor. Press down. Yes, Brian. Flip back over, side plank. Send your left hand up to the sky, right hand to the mat. You can have a weight in that top hand if you'd like in your side plank, but line your joints up so your wrist is over your elbows, over that top shoulder. Beautiful. Everybody flex your ankles. Keep breathing. Yes, wide awake toes. I love it. One more breath here. Low push-up, hands to the floor. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in. One breath out. Left leg straight up and back. Bend your knee and open your hip. Stay or flip. Sometimes staying in the moment and having that slow, regular rhythm of your practice is super helpful to help you work through things mentally. Open up your chest nice and wide. Yes, Steph, beautiful. That was a huge difference. Flip back over, side plank. Right hand up to the sky. I love that a lot of you are now at that point in your practice where you're like, I'm going to take the variation in every single pose that I need right now, and that's the practice that I'm looking for. One more breath in. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a long breath in. Exhale through your mouth. Yeah, clear that out. Breathe in. Breath out. Last one. Exhale completely. Right side crescent lunge. Keep the rhythm of your 4-part breath as you set up crescent. So you're up on the ball of your back foot. Every toe on that back foot straight down into the floor so you can send your heel up and the toes down. Pull those 2 points apart from one another. We'll do knee dips with the back leg so you can lower to tap the mat or just lower closer to the mat. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch up tall and crescent. Hands to heart twist right. Palms can stay together, arms apart. You tap in all the toes on the back foot, straight into the floor, back heel, straight up to the ceiling. Yes, beautiful. Your feet have been awake right from the beginning of practice. It's beautiful to watch. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warrior 2. Go up and around. Face the opposite way. If you've got weights in that warrior 2, leave a little bit of slack in your elbows so you can really integrate your shoulder muscles in towards your spine. Come down deeper in your lunge, knee on top of your ankle, especially if that's not what you normally do in your warrior 2. Yeah, get this used to being your warrior 2. Like the 90-degree bend is, yep, that's what I always come to. Extended side angle, stay deep in your lunge. Knee over the ankle, because staying deep in that front leg will also build the space you need for binds later if you choose that in your pose or later in your practice. Half bind or full. Option to reach both arms past the front edge of your mat. Long, straight arms. You'll need to recruit the center of your front heel straight down to help lift yourself up and out of your pelvis. One more breath here. High to low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Clearing breath out. Left side crescent. Step through. Keep breathing. Steady and rhythmic. Breathe loud enough that your neighbor can hear you. They stay focused. The person on the screen next to you can hear you. They stay focused. Knee dips with the back leg. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch up tall. Hands to heart twist left. You decide, palms touch or palms apart. Now in this pose, what's available is more breath here. Can you focus your drishti on one point a little more clearly? Just checking in with what's going on right now and not needing to change anything drastic about it. You're just noticing. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warrior 2. Come down into it, deep lunge. Things to notice: if the front leg feels super loaded with weight because you've come deeper into the lunge, press the outer edge of your back foot down to balance it. If the toes are doing all the work and you're squeezing, soften the toes and press the center of your front heel down instead. Extended side angle. So nothing changes about the front leg. It's just the top half of your body tipping forward. And then you decide, bind or no bind, or both arms reaching forward. Stay in the work of it. What's happening right now in this moment? Where could you shift your attention to make this pose as powerful as possible? One more breath in. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in together. Long breath out. Breathe in. Push the air out. Last one. Clear it. Step or jump, feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose and breathe. Attention on the breath. Attention on that weight settling down and back into your hips so your toes can lift. Yes, David, just like that. Hands to heart center, twist right. Stay low in your hips. Open your arms. Yeah, bottom arm can go between your knees or on the outside of your knee, but the lower you sit the hips, the more space you have for your chest to open. Yes, Jenna. Beautiful. Stay right here and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose. Fold. Take your first 2 fingers around your big toes. A chair twist is a really good space to work on staying in the moment and what's happening right now, rather than the mind saying like, we're holding this pose too long, or it's too hot, or I don't hold this chair twist this long. Yeah, and what's actually happening? Gaze at the back edge of your mat. Let your head be heavy. What's actually happening versus, oh, this is what always happens in this pose. What's happening right now? Crow pose number 1 from the head of your mat. Gaze set to one point, out in front of your fingertips, probably past the front edge of your mat so that you shift forward rather than straight down. Yes, straight forward rather than straight down. Beautiful. Now press the ground away with your hands. Resist gravity. Yes, Alex. One more breath here. Shoot your legs back. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. You got it. Big breath in. Exhale it out. Breath in. Breath out. Last one. Get clear. Step or jump, feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose and settle way down into it. Because you know at this point, you know the space that feels super comfortable and like I could hang out here all day. Go past that point. Hands to heart twist left. Open your arms. Then set your gaze on one spot. What's happening right now, physically in your body, with your breath, with your gaze. 5, 4, 3, chest open. 2, 1, chair pose. Fold. Gorilla, step on your palms. So maybe that chair twist felt a little bit different and maybe it felt exactly the same. And though you're getting your attention used to that. What's actually happening versus what do I always think happens here? Tailbone up to the ceiling. Release your hands, take goddess squat. Feet at least mat width distance apart, maybe even a little bit wider for some of you. Then turn your toes out to like 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock on a clock face. Squat down into your hips. So you've got choices here. You can stay in the goddess squat and let your hips start to open up as you sink down towards the floor, Or you can take a wide leg crow. Keep your legs exactly as they are. Plant your fingers nice and wide on the floor and lift your feet off the ground. Yeah, your feet aren't going to come together and center, and that's fine. Let the pose be different and see what there is to see. Nice, David. Good, Chuck. You got it. Belly in and up. Yes, to tuck that foot in and up. One more breath wherever you are. Step or jump back. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Clear it out. 2 more. In. Empty. Last one. Clear it completely. Move forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Rise up to standing. Eagle pose, right side. Right arm under, right leg over. You've got it. So now the orientation of your body to the floor has shifted. So it's like a whole new section, a whole new place to be aware. Eyes on one spot. As if this were the last pose that you're going to do tonight, let yourself settle into the 4 corners of your feet. Because you might be here for a breath or 2 longer, and that's okay. Just let yourself settle. See what there is to see. Left side eagle, left arm under, left leg over. How does the pose feel when you give yourself the opportunity to land in it? Rather than anticipating what the next pose will be, what does this pose feel like? What does your standing foot feel like here? Add more breath. Good. Right side eagle, second set. Just a moment ago, you took it on the right side, and yet this one is now different. It's later in the practice. It's a different opportunity. There's a little more sweat in this one than there was a moment ago. Eyes stay focused. Sink your hips 2 inches lower down towards the floor. Left side eagle, second set. Good work. Thank you for staying with me. I know sometimes when I'm like, stay in a pose, it's like, I just want to go to the next pose. Stay. Because there's a different piece of learning that happens when you stay in the pose a few breaths longer. Especially if you only ever stay for like 2-3 breaths and then you move to the next thing. Powerful breathing. Let yourself settle. Standing leg raise, right side. Grab your right raised knee or your extended foot. So even though you're going through the equanimity series, you're going through all of the balancing poses, yeah, but you've still got your focus, you've still got the balance, you've still got the breath. Open your leg to the right, reach and look left. Stay right here, open and looking to the left. Then soften your standing knee a bit so you can anchor down into the inner edge. Nice, Danielle, I saw that. The inner edge of your standing foot. Yes, Jenna. Yeah, David, I see your ankle working. Stay with it. Come back to center. Listen, switch your hands. Left hand on your knee or your foot. Right hand up and back. Dancing Shiva. You twist up and look back behind you. So it might be that you get your arm behind you and get stable and then slowly take your gaze back. You can do it in pieces. Pick up the pit of your belly in and up and take it into the twist with you. Come back to center. Airplane. Press your foot straight back. So even though your standing leg might be saying like, whoa, this is a lot on one leg right now. Yeah, cool. Feel that and then still take airplane anyway. An airplane can be your back foot touching the floor in the back. So you've got 2 feet on the ground to keep the balance. Then half moon, open up. Left hand to the floor, right hand to ceiling. What would it take? How much push into the sole of your standing foot to lift and peel open that top hip? Yes, just a little bit more. Press down to peel open the hip. Last breath. Both feet to the floor. Whew, shake that out a little bit if you need that. Standing leg raise left side. Doing the work, yogis, doing the work. Grab the knee or grab the foot, tall spine. Open left, reach and look right. Big shifts happen when you make tiny shifts in the practice. Not getting caught up in like, cool, I can't do a handstand yet and I've been on my mat only 10 times. Not that. Tiny pieces. Attention to detail in the moment. Come back to center. Switch your grip. Right hand on the knee or the foot. Opposite arm reaches up and back. Yeah, you've got time to transition. Hips face straight forward. The rest of your torso twists open to the side and maybe even a little bit back behind you. Back to center. Keep breathing. Airplane. Send that foot straight back. Yeah, let it be a little unstable sometimes. Maybe you step out and then retake the pose. Great. Nothing to mean about that. You're just back in the pose. Half moon. When you come up against pressure, you get a little bit squeezed in your practice or off of your mat. Can you just say and see what there is to see? Press into the standing foot a lot to peel open your top hip. Yes, Allison, a little bit more than that. Get them stacked. Last breath. Feet to the mat. Woo! It's a slow burn like hot coals. Right side standing bow or dancer's pose. Soft crease of your elbow faces out for the standing bow, so you can grab the inside of your ankle. Inside of that elbow faces out. Go for it. Take your pose. Be methodical about the way that you're doing this pose. One breath at a time. You expand a little here, push a little more there. So the whole time you're taking the pose, there's a little bit of movement happening from beginning to end. One more breath. Open, switch, left side. Soft crease of the elbow faces out, standing bow. Dancer, switch the strap. Go for it. Rather than rushing from the moment you grab your ankle to full expression, little bit by little bit, expand out, push out, pull in, the little tiny movements and adjustments. Last breath, switch, right side. One more time. This one is already different, a different time, a different place in the practice. What is there to see? What is there to experience? Eyes on one spot. Standing big toe mount straight into the floor. Let it settle. One more breath. Switch. Last one. You got it. Last one. And also kind of the first one too, right? Like you took 3, but they're all different from this one. Standing big toe mound in the mat. See if you can soften your toes because your front big toe mound is in the floor. Yes, Chuck. Good. One more breath. Feet to the mat. Stand with both of your feet on the floor. Stand in Tadasana. You can let your hands hang down by your side or have them over your heart. Just pause for a moment. Ground down through the soles of your feet. Reconnect to your breath. Tree pose, right side. Take the rhythm of your breath into the tree. Any arm variation you want, any leg variation you want. So at this point in your practice, like, is the same thing coming up to the surface? Is it something different in every pose? None of the answers are right or wrong. You're not looking for an answer. You're just looking to notice. Steady rhythmic breath. Last inhale, lift up, switch sides. Left side tree. You can change the foot and hand variation, or you can pick the same one. Tree pose. Back into your breathing, back with drishti on one spot. Not just your gaze set on something, but you're intentionally looking at the thing. like a corner of the tape on the floor, a piece of carpet at home, like one very specific thing you're looking at. One more breath, lift up, feet to the floor. Extended mountain, reach up to the ceiling. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side triangle. Step your right foot between your hands. You got it. Find the spot where you normally put your front and back feet and then step 2 inches wider than that. At least 2 inches, maybe wider. Good. Reground into your feet. Take the full triangle all the way out to the edges of your skin. This is normally a part in the practice where a lot of people get caught up in their head. You get caught up thinking about all the things there is to think about. Then the breath gets quiet. That's your cue. As soon as you can't hear your own breath or your neighbor's breath, oh yes, back to here. Back to right now. Press into feet, rise up to standing. Turn both of your feet to the long edge of your mat. Wide leg forward fold, hinge down. Ninja lunges on this side or wide leg handstand hops, you choose. So if you're taking the side to side, you bend one knee and sink into the hip. Bend the other knee and sink into the other hip. You're taking those hops, spread out the fingers as wide as they'll go, and then anchor each fingertip down into the mat. Without even hopping, you can already shift your weight into your palms and your fingertips and let your feet get light on the floor. That weight feels good. Maybe there's a couple of hops there. Long, straight arms for those hops. Press the ground away, Alex, like you're going to lift instead of hop. Super light. Got another breath or two. Yes, there you go. Much lighter. Press down and rise up. Namaste, front facing forward fold or splits, your choice. Take a bind if you're taking the namaste fold, either hand to elbow behind your back or reverse namaste. Dial into your breath as you adjust your body. So use the breath as the tool to make the adjustments. Feet further into the floor with exhales. Upper back and chest more broad with your inhales. So you're fine-tuning every moment that you're in the pose. Beautiful breathing. Twisting triangle, a twisting split. Chest wide open to the side of the room. So just like that standing twist that you took moments ago, hips straight forward, torso twist open to the side. Pit of the belly in and up. One more breath in. High to low push up. Make your way to downward facing dog. Left side triangle. Step your left foot between your hands. There's like a marinating level of heat in the room right now. I am very sweaty. Everyone else is very sweaty. We're in a good space right now. Land in the triangle and then stretch it out 2 inches or more. Instead of resisting, like, no, this is where I put my feet. Yes, and there are other choices too. So you just try something else with no expectation around it. A new base on the triangle pose. Inner edge of your front heel straight down. Yes. Press into your feet, rise to stand. Side facing wide leg fold, this time with your bind. You can have a band between your hands or a towel, or interlace your fingers. Hinge forward. There's a method to the madness. There's no rush. There's no hurry. It's a very specific choice to move from point A to point B. From one pose to the next. The freedom and the space comes from not having an expectation, not thinking, oh, I did it so well last time and now this sucks. It's not any of that. It's just what is happening right now. Maybe more softness in your knees, maybe tailbone higher up to the ceiling. Release your hands down, rise to stand. Namaste front facing or splits. And then breath as the tool to adjust the pose. Breath as the tool, the thing you can come back to as an anchor. So you can passively use it and actively use it. Actively use it as the tool to help build and shift the pose. Passively use it as the metronome in the background of the practice. Twisting triangle, twisting split. Hips stay square, torso twists. Long straight spine that rings out as much as possible. You've got one more breath together. High to low push up you go. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Exhale through your mouth. Breathe in. Last one. Exhale it out. Roll out to a high plank. Knees up or knees down, you choose. Mountain climbers, but slow. Knee to elbow. So you bring it out to the side and tap, out to the side and tap, or keep it in towards your nose. Go for 10. Yes, slow. 9, 8, 7, 6. You got it. 5, 4. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way to the floor. Keeping up that slow burn. Come right up into locust or Superman. Locust with hands reaching back. Locust with arms reaching forward. Choose your pose. Long, long from toes to crown. Then the fine tuning you'll do in this pose, inner thighs towards one another and up toward the ceiling. It's an internal rotation that'll bring your pinky toes, yes, Steph, closer towards the floor. Yes, Jenna. Yes, Brian. Yeah, you're all getting it. One more breath here. Stretch out, lower down. Rock out the hips left and right. Slow and methodical. Locust pose or Superman. Maybe you've got a block between your hands and your Superman this time. Rise up. That same attention to detail, even though the body's working, the breath is moving, the heart is pumping, inner thighs towards one another and up toward the ceiling. Let it be your legs that do the work instead of squeezy butt cheeks. One more inhale. Stretch. Lower down. Hips side to side. Floor bow. Bend your knees and grab your ankles. Then march your knees together so they're pointing straight back behind you. And rise up. Even if you're taking the one leg, the knee goes straight back behind you to make the pose long, long, long and stretched out. Flex both of your ankles. Yes. One more breath. Lower down. Hips side to side to release your low back. Floor bow number 2. Grab the ankles. Rise up. Knees straight back. Resist the urge to let your ego go, but I can go higher if my knees are out wider. Yes. And then you crowd your low back. So knees close together. Thighs parallel. Yeah, let it be lower with knees back straight. Way better than knees out wide and legs high up in the air. One more breath. Lower down. Good alignment, everybody. Hips side to side. Upward facing dog. Rise up off your mat. Wide open chest. Downward facing dog. Press back. Make your way through to sit into staff pose. Legs straight out in front. Tall, straight spine like a capital letter L. Flex your ankles and press your heels down into the mat so they can act like brakes. Arms straight out in front. Slowly lower your spine to the mat. Round the pit of your belly in so much that you could touch your low back to the floor before the middle of your back. Super helpful to breathe on the way down. Long, steady breathing. Yes, beautiful. Bridge pose. Go right into it. Bend your knees, plant your feet. You can have a block between your thighs if you want. Rise up, bridge pose. Hands bound underneath you. Steady breath. Keep that in. You're almost past the peak pose of the sequence. This might be your peak pose of the sequence. Big, full breath. One more breath in. Lower down. Knees side to side. Wheel pose number 1. We're doing that slow methodic burn like we've been doing from the beginning of class. Tuck your fingertips. Press down. Rise up. Feet on 12 o'clock, straight ahead. Yes, so you can plug your big toe mounds into the mat. One more breath in. Tuck your chin and lower. Yes, nice and slow. Beautiful. One breath in. Big exhale. Number 2, tuck the fingertips, rise up. Wheel pose. See what there is to see. Not what you think there should be here. What is happening right now? Tuck the chin and lower. Breath in. Breath out. Number 3, press, lift, go. Bridge or wheel. You just keep coming back up into the pose. What is here now? What's available in this new pose? Tuck the chin and lower. Breath in. Breath out. Wheel pose. Rise up. Yeah, and if you choose to stay, what's available if you stay longer in the pose, right? If it's got a couple of more breaths, what's there now? What's available? Tuck the chin and lower. Breath in. Breath out. Number 5, only 2 more. Press, lift, go. Bridge or wheel. Feet fully anchored into the mat so the open part of your body can stretch higher. Lower down. Breathe in. Breath out. Last one. Press, lift, go. Last wheel. Last bridge. Biggest, most full breath you have had all practice. Here for 5, 4. You got this. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Any and all mouth noises welcome. Any sighs or exhales. Just, yeah, like whatever's coming up to the surface, right? Let it come up. Happy baby or dead bug, that same attention to breath. It might take more than one exhale through your mouth. Legs straight up in the air. Set yourself up for scissor legs. Hands either behind your head or under your hips. Lower the right leg halfway to the mat. You're going to go super slow with these scissor legs so that you can hold yourself accountable on the breath. So I'm going to stay with the breath the entire time. Take a breath in. Exhale, switch your legs. Stay here. Full breath in. Exhale, switch. Stay with me. Breath in. Exhale, switch. Stay and breathe in. Exhale, switch. Stay and breathe in. Exhale, switch. Stay and breathe in. Exhale, switch. Keep going. That pace. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs straight up. Knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. Rock forward and back 3 times. Come up into boat pose with either your block or weights right at heart center. Block or weights at heart center. You can have the heels touching the floor, feet up in the air. Up to you. You're going to row the boat side to side, but we're going slow. Side to side. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Good. 14, 13. Keep breathing. 12, 11, 10. Wake up the feet. 8, 7, 6. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Yeah, let's get there. Right side half pigeon is next. If you're facing the floor, right knee to right wrist. If you're on your back, right shin in toward your chest. Eyes set, breath set, all the way to the end of your practice. It's a discipline and it takes practice. It's very much like learning a different language, especially as an adult. And you're like, yeah, I get the concept of the breath the whole time, but that rarely ever happens for me. That's fine. All you're doing is practicing. That attention to detail on the breath, on your gaze. And then whatever it is that's coming up to the surface, nothing to do about it. Let it be right there. And then when it goes, let it go. There is room for more when the things that are ready to go just get let go. You've got a few more breaths in half pigeon. You can stay here or take king pigeon. You'll bend your back knee and grab a hold of your back foot or back ankle. Steady breath, steady gaze. I know a lot of the time for me, it takes all the way till this pose where I'm like, okay, now I'm actually doing yoga. It took all of that up until this point. Okay, now I'm actually here. Downward facing dog, shake it out. Left side half pigeon. Settled into the foundation of your pose, whatever's touching the floor. Just fully aware of how your body is laid on the floor, facing the ceiling. Where can you feel extra tension, and can you let that come up to the surface and let it go? And maybe the learning is the tension between my shoulder blades is super tight. I don't feel like I can let that go here. Cool. Then it's not bad or wrong. You're just noticing. Last few breaths, stay your king pigeon. Right here in this moment, right now, what's available, what's coming up. Downward facing dog, shake it out. Frog poses next. Frog facing the floor, probably with your mat underneath your knees as a cushion. The frog is on your back with your feet against the wall or a piece of furniture. That's fine. Just make sure that your knees are at 90 degrees. So your hips are far enough away from the wall that the knees can make a 90-degree bend. And then feet out. Yep, 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock on a clock face. Nice adjustments. Powerful breathing. Longer inhales, longer exhales all the way through this frog. If you're facing the floor, let gravity start to gradually open up your hips. If you're on your back with your feet against the wall and you feel like I have a little bit more space, you can walk your feet a little closer to the floor. Same thing. It takes a lot of work and a lot of attention to start to pull yourself out of what could happen, what should happen, what has already happened, and just be in this pose. What's right here in this one pose? It might be that you just need to have an acknowledgement of something that's coming up, like the same thing that's been nagging you all class. Actually put your attention on that thing. Not changing anything about it. Put your attention on that thing that you can't stop thinking about. Give it a breath or two, and then come back to the pose. Very similar to like a cat or a dog being like, hey, 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 trying to get your attention, and you're like, I am trying to do 10 things right now. Acknowledge it. Yes, I see you. Yes, I know that you're there. And then I'm going back to doing my thing. You've got a few more breaths here. Hang with me. Take your time coming out of the pose. If you're on your back, walk your feet together or use your hands to help bring your knees together. Yep, on the floor, you can just squiggle your way forward till your hips touch the floor. The technical term, squiggling your way forward. Seated forward fold is next. Both legs straight out. Slight bend to your knees and then hinge forward. Melt over your legs. Toes up to the ceiling. You might play around with bending your knees a little extra today so you can really drape and support the whole top half of your body over your legs. Like you're draping a wet towel over something to dry, like over a banister for the towel to dry. Take a full breath in. Exhale through your mouth. Tabletop or reverse plank. Rise up, plant your palms behind your hips, and lift your hips up to the ceiling. You got it. Tabletops with bent knees, planks with long, straight legs. Press up, 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 down into the edges of your thumbs. One more breath. Lower the hips. Time to get upside down. Make your way down onto your back. Any inversion that feels like a good fit. Waterfall, shoulder stand, headstands, handstands. Keep that same methodical pace, that attention to detail and what's happening right now in this particular inversion. What parts of your shoulders or your back are actually touching the floor? What parts of your hands are touching the floor? Steady breath. Headstands and handstands. Another breath or two, and then child's pose. Shoulder stands to plow. Waterfalls can also go to plow if you want. What is actually happening in your plow pose? how are your feet showing up in the plow pose? Are your toes touching? Are they not touching? Are some touching and others not? Plow to Deaf Yogi. Bend your knees and hug them around the sides of your ears. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Lower your spine back to the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Supine twist to the right. Take one breath in. Sigh it out. Left side, supine twist. Drop the knees the opposite way. Ring it out. Breath in. Clear it out. Supta Baddha Konasana. You've already got your cold eye towel if you're in studio right up at the corner of your mat. Shavasana. Without attempting to make the Shavasana perfect or your legs and arms just let them reach out, stretch out, and let them land on the floor. Take a long breath in. In. Exhale it out. Let your whole body find ease on your mat. Deepen your breath. Bring the movement back into your hands and your feet. Plant your feet on the floor and rock onto your right side. With your eyes still closed, press down and rise up. Take a comfortable seat. Inhale, reach the hands overhead. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. We'll finish our practice together with 3 final ohms. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Thumb knuckles to forehead center. Great work, everybody. Namaste.